gonna start their bounce back here in the Alienware monthly melee. Teams checking in their rosters here. And we get to see Adam once more on Zenyatta, where, of course, he used to have a good Zen back in the day as well, Hex.
Yeah, I still just remember when I first noticed how good of a player Adam was. I think it was when they were so-called Google Me. His position on King's Row defensive Zenyatta was just phenomenal. You couldn't kill him, even being on a Zenyatta with 150 HP and just kind of hiding back in the corner. His aim is very good, too. So as good of a Mercy player as he is, he's also a pretty great Zenyatta. Right now, though, he's on this Metro. This cannot... No, he's just cheating to get the basketball in. Come on, Adam. You're better than that.
Wow. Why is this a thing? Well, is he really getting the basketball in?
All right. Well, it looks like the offense from Cloud9 is going to be Kai on the Diva. Debit will play his Winston. Reaver on McCree. Short for on Genji. Grego will play Lucio. Adam stops with the basketball, is now on.
We gotta go back to lobby.
Aw. What happened?
I don't know. They just said they gotta go back to lobby. Kai, a little bit of mind games going on there. I think they're looking at the ratings of the people on Team Ohno saying, look, we just want to get some MMR. All right, so Zlad has to restart, so
okay.
That is what is going on here.
For a moment, I thought we went back to lobby just so they could have more time to try to get that basketball in.
I mean, the byproduct is they are going to have more time to get that basketball in.
I'm rooting for him. All right. What do you want to over talk about? I know chat loves over talk. So we're going to have about 30 seconds here, I think, at least, depending on Zlad's system. Maybe he's actually running a solid state drive.
Well, one can hope. I mean, he's restarting. If you have a solid state drive, I don't know how you don't have one if you don't have one right now, but it does let your computer reset really, really quickly, regardless of how many viruses you have loading up as you start your computer. Trust me, I would know.
Yeah, you know what thing I like about the solid state drive is when I'm queuing into comp, especially with one hero limit now, I'm always there before everyone else. I can pick whatever hero I want. I never have to be like, hey, do you mind if I get this hero or not? It's like, I'm always there first. I just get to pick whatever I want, and then I get to queue up. It's pretty great.
Yeah, there is a bit of a tech advantage in comp queue right now where the one hero limit is in the game. Of course, the tournament's been running it for a long time now. It is in the ladder as well. And yeah, I mean, being able to load in before other people does let you select your hero of choice pretty early. But I mean, most people, they have at least 2 or 3 heroes that they really like. So it's not the biggest of deals, unless you're going to be a McCree snob and just don't want anyone else playing McCree, which sometimes I fall into that category.
Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds pretty familiar.
It's like, I don't know, it sounds like, no, I'm guilty as charged.
Yeah, there was actually a tweet from one of the designers of Street Fighter who tweeted at the design team of Play Overwatch that said, I think you're going down a slippery slope here with making your skill points based on individual performance rather than pure wins and losses. There's a valid argument to be made about that, too, because then people are not playing so much for the team as they are for individual performance. It could affect the game, etc., etc. I think, at the very least, it's an interesting topic that maybe we'll revisit at another time, but we did get Zlad back in the lobby. We covered successfully. Let's boot up.
Yep, we're all good to go. We're going to get right back into it. Team Ohno versus Cloud9. Of course, after this, it's going to be Fnatic. They'll be showing us their stuff, Fnatic versus Ohno. And then we're going to be finishing off the night with Cloud9 versus Fnatic. So definitely some good games heading your way. Of course, Ohno coming in very last minute for TSM.
Yeah.
They were supposed to be here tonight, but one of their members had an emergency. So rip that. Sad times.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but thank you very much to Ohno actually filling in this late in very last second. So they have a chance to impress if they can just, you know, maybe, even if they take a fight off of Cloud9, I'll be impressed. That's how highly I think of Cloud9, but man, everyone needs to stay tuned tonight for Cloud9 versus Fnatic. I'm amped up for that one. I've been looking forward to seeing this Fnatic roster under this patch for a while, and to see them against Cloud9 should be great. No, that...
All right, so we have the 6 dwarves here.
Do we not have...
This is I can't handle all this aardvark right now.
The lobby setting's not correct, though?
Apparently not.
Terrible admin. They are going to switch, though. Come on, Divix.
Like when hero limit nut says, like, wait a second, that needs to get fixed.
It's generally not the biggest thing, because teams don't really try to toy around with it, but we want to make sure that it does not become an issue. So if we catch it early, why not? Backing in.
Done right back in. It's Rip Night in the market, but you have to play 3 maps no matter what. So regardless, it doesn't really matter what you start off on.
The most important thing is that they now have more time to get this basketball in.
That is the dream.
Yeah, it's clearly the dream. Do we? Yeah.
Right, so we got Night Market back again. So even that's still a thing.
Praise RN Jesus. All right. So let's see what these rosters come out in.
I'll miss all those Torbjorn sex. I really will.
Will you? Will you really?
That's the one downside about One Hero Limit is that you don't see as many pre-match shenanigans.
That's true.
All right, here we go. Surefour trying to play basketball here with Symmetra.
Is he successful? I'm in the other shuttle.
Oh, wait. Oh, that was so close.
Victory is assured.
I wish someone like in this shuttle who's not cheating with the basketball would get it in and then we just rub it in his face forever. Anyway, this shuttle is filled with all sorts of heroes. Mopork is on Zarya, Raucus is on Lucio, Factor Fiction on Winston, Chase is going to be on the Genji, Moffat, McCree, Slad is going to be on Zenyatta.
All right, meanwhile, look at C9. Debit, of course, on the Winston, leaping right in, not wasting any time whatsoever here for C9. Adam with the fall through, 3 kills coming out for C9 very quickly.
Team wipe.
That's a team wipe. One of the quickest team wipes I think we've seen.
That was pretty fast, pretty brutal. Not much else to say. We'll see if they can come out a little more aggressive next time.
Well, we'll talk about the rest of the roster. Kai on the Diva, Adam on the Zenyatta, Surefour on Genji, Grego on Lucio, and Reaver repping the Tracer right now. And here's the interesting thing about C9's roster. There's no McCree.
Yeah, that is quite interesting. I guess Reaver just feels a little more comfortable on his Tracer, and that's fine, but, you know, that fact that no one else wanted to take up that hero is interesting as well.
Well, right now, Ohno is coming back a little bit. They do get 2 kills to start this out. Pulse Bomb goes off, does not take anyone out there yet. And they're doing a good job of holding in here. They take out Debit. 3 kills in their advantage. They're going to be able to get on this point and probably retake it.
Impressive showing from Ohno. I'm actually legitimately surprised. I did not think they'd be able to take the point even once. So small victories.
They are the Phase Slayers.
I'm sorry. Were you serious?
No, I am dead serious.
Well, I know they did, but
yeah.
Sorry, Mendo. I still love you, Mendo.
You have C9 running right back in. Chase though with the sword. Sword's out on both sides here. Surefour looking to do a little bit in the back. It's take out by Moffat, but Kai is the bomb. Takes out 2 people right away. 4v4 right now on the point. C9 though, trying to pull this in. Still very back and forth. Both teams down the 2 players left on the point. Chase still looking for Kai. And for right now, it's still Ohno holding on to the point, but Mopork off on an island, off on his own. Should be falling here in just a moment. As Factor Fiction starts to stall a little bit on Winston.
It's a great name for Mopork, but I am a little upset he's not playing Roadhog. He's just not role-playing hard enough. Moffat with a couple late kills takes on both supports for Cloud9. They should be able to flip this back off of that.
Oh, McCree play from Moffat, absolutely on point here. To stamp out the supports. Kai though fighting it right back, really low, doesn't matter. Reaver gets the kill, and C9, they're gonna weather the storm despite losing their supports. Reaver moves in, gets a kill on the Chase hill. Finally goes down to Mopork, but for now, C9 maintaining control.
Yeah, I mean, it makes a little bit of sense that Reaver is on the Tracer, just because his Tracer is that good, and maybe they feel like they are not necessarily forced into playing a McCree. I think he's definitely more comfortable on Tracer than McCree overall.
All right, so Surefour diving deep into the Ohno squad actually gets punished for it, and Ohno coming in, numbers advantage to their side. They force out the Transcendence and Sound Bear from C9. A little bit overkill from the supports, and don't have a single kill from it. They get no kills off those support ults. Ohno still moving in. And Hex, they might very well take this point. Grego looking for some boops. Not going to get the boops. That's going to be it. Ohno going to retake control of this point, and this has been much closer than expected.
I'm super impressed by this. I did not expect this result at all. Now, maybe Cloud9 needs to tighten it up, take things a little more seriously, but this is definitely a result that I think they're a little surprised at too. They're losing individual fights, which is super impressive against a team like Cloud9.
Well, 56% right now in the name of Ohno. Here comes Dragonblade coming out from Chase still. Dragonblade out from Surefour. Everyone pulling out their sword. Surefour though takes out Raucus, looking for a little bit more. Getting stymied a little bit, but does end up with the double kill. Ends up taking down Zlad before falling, so pretty good contribution from Sure4 there. Moffat, one of the last people, or no, he had one of the first people down, so he's just waiting for the rest of the team to come back in, and C9, they retake this at 94%. This is do or die for Ohno. They need to get right back onto the point. They need the force overtime and hope for the miracle. Raucus sacrificing his body to force overtime. Still alive. Nice moves from him to actually stay alive. He's still alive throughout all that. Finally does go down. 2 kills coming out here from C9. Chase, though, trying to do the most to keep this in. Still very much in C9's momentum here. They have a numbers advantage about 2, but oh my goodness, Factor Fiction gets 2 kills on the point. Not over yet.
Well, it's going to be now as he's cleaned up by the flanking Tracer there. But, you know, based on how that started, the complete team wipe in very, very quick fashion, I'm pretty impressed with Ohno.
0-1.
Yeah, I mean, for Ohno, it's not like they got rolled over or anything. They definitely had good moments in that, and even in the end, at the overtime, they had the potential of bringing that back.
All right, so we'll see what they want to bust out here on this stage. Moffat, it does change. He's going to be on a Tracer instead of the McCree. I thought his McCree was good enough, but he's gonna, prefer to play Tracer. I think it's a really good Tracer stage.
So we have a weird swap going on. Moffat is going to the Tracer. Reaver was showing McCree, now going to Tracer himself, but this is going to be a fully McCree-less game in high-level competition.
That's a rarity, to say the least.
So McCree dropping off of his lofty 200% pick rate, I suppose, but...
Well, Zen is gaining ground in the most picked hero race.
C9 looking for the engagement here, coming in off the flank. Kai actually goes deep and finds Lad right away, so 65 in favor of C9. They'll not have to worry about any Zenyatta shenanigans. Adam following through takes out Winston. 64 here, and this is where really offensive Ohno should probably back out, look for a regroup. They're not going to be able to turn this in their favor.
Yeah, I mean, one of the problems of trying to back out, though, especially against a Tracer, and also against a McCree, which is not in this game, is you'll get hunted down and chased down. Most teams are not going to allow you to back out freely, so trying to trade, trying to charge ults is usually what you see teams end up doing there, even though they know they're going to die.
Well, Ohno setting up here once more. Moffat on the Tracer, not on McCree. Gonna be fighting off with Reaver quite a bit nonetheless. And Sure4 goes down. Sure4 overdives, gets immediately punched by Zlad. Debit retaliates though, takes out Mopork. 5v5 here in the point, and look at the poke though. Everyone's super low right now for the side of Ohno. They're gonna get taken out as a result. Debit gets a cleanup, and C9, they're gonna hold once more.
Yeah, not a whole lot going in favor of Ohno right now. They are going to be able to initiate with a sound barrier. That should be nice. Dragon Blade will come out. Zlad will have Transcendence, so at least they're going to break it down.
Sure4 getting the first kill here. Does have Dragon Blade out there ready. Might not even need to use it. 2 kills here from C9. Completely unanswered by Ohno. Gonna make it 3 kills. Sure4 on a rampage here in the back, aided by Reaver. And C9, they're about 2 team fights away from taking this round X.
Yeah, Grego cleans up there at the end. It has been completely one-sided on this stage at the very least. There are some things that are going to allow them to maybe get back into it. One, they're not getting held right outside their door, which has been an interesting choice by Cloud9. 2, they have a lot of ults to work with. Dragon Blade has to get something done, though.
And so Sure4 has Dragon Blade already. Dragon Blade gonna come out first here from Jaso, looking to the backline. Eva ult exploding here. Both teams being pretty liberal with their ultimate usage. Sure4 though does take out one with his Dragon Blade to start things out. Not gonna get much more than that. Graviton does go down. Very even between the two teams. Factor Fiction though cleaning up after that Graviton from Mopork. Gonna be a triple kill here for Winston, and oh no, gonna get on the board here on the control center.
Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, it's just been completely on Factor Fiction. He has looked really good in the last stage as well. I mean, his Winston play has been phenomenal. He's been staying alive a lot longer than I think he was expecting, able to clean up some kills there. Reaver's back in with a couple kills, but this point does flip over to Ohno.
It flips over to Ohno, but Reaver is making this very not secure for them at all. The 2 kills he got there were absolutely huge. Kai right now comes back into the fight, gets 2 kills on the back line. Sure4 piling on, and C9 gonna take this right back. Gonna be 2-0 here from C9.
Yeah, they will capture this stage in a very one-sided effort, more so than the previous stage at least. Ohno did win a fight there, but not enough. No McCree though. It's kind of odd.
Really odd. I mean, up until this point, McCree has had just about a near 100% pick rate for both teams, and not see it on either team is interesting. But as we go to the Garden stage, the era of no McCrees is over. Both Moffitt and Reaver going for McCree on this part, and part of it is just that this is a map with much longer sight lines than most on King of the Hill, and it's where McCree can really make the most out of his long range.
Yeah, I think the geography of Control Center really allows for Tracer to do a lot of interesting stuff too. There's a lot of little alleys back and forth she can deal with. I just feel it's a very good map for her. Whereas McCree on that really only has a couple safe spots he can hide out, so it makes sense just given the stages. Now we're back into the Cowboy Cannon.
Both teams getting to right. Factor Fiction being hyper aggressive here, diving right into C9 backline, but it works out. He does damage to 2 people, 3 people, takes out Reaver. Surefour, though, doing the reverse on the other end, gets 2 kills on both Zlad and Moffitt. Surefour coming alive here, Debit falling through. And despite the good engage from Winston on Ohno, it's not going to be enough. Surefour took matters into his own hands. C9 will get first cap.
Yeah, it started out decent enough for them, but Cloud9 was able to prevail mostly off of the back of Surefour's Genji play. Now it's going to be really difficult for them to initiate this stage. As always, very hard to jump in on, but Factor Fiction just jumps in, pays for it.
That guy goes in, able to take him out right away. Reaver on the chase hill, 2 kills here from C9. And this is a rough thing about the Garden stage of Lijiang, is that once you fall behind, actually getting yourself back into it can be easier said than done. The team that is holding control can really cheat, get deep in on the bridge, and stop you before you even get close to the points.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good to have to post out 10 feet outside of your spawn, but that's exactly what they have to do. Just too much blaster fire coming through the door. You don't want to end up going into a fight at 80% health, but they're just going to try to push the issue, speed boost in.
Oh, Deadeye right now coming out here from the offensive. McCree gets taken out by Surefour. Surefour's been having a much better game here in this round than he has pretty much all map long. 4 kills here from C9, gonna be 5. Surefour just hangs out in the back, throws fan shurikens, and now at 51%, C9 only has to win about 2 more fights, and this round and map will be theirs in the series.
Yeah, I mean, it's at the point where you start thinking about changing on to different heroes, but it's also at the point where you're starting to get ultimates ready, too, so they're going to have a big Q fight here momentarily.
All right, Deadeye coming out here from Reaver, takes out Mopork immediately, putting Ohno on the back foot. Here comes Surefour, Dragon Blade at the ready, moves to the back line, gets sliced down by Chasehill though. 1 Dragon Blade reigning supreme, and it's for Ohno. Moves to the back line, forces out the Sunbearer from C9. Pretty bloody between the 2 teams right now, but C9 definitely holding the positioning advantage. Offense Ohno still has to get over the bridge.
Yeah, I mean, they got a couple kills. It was the best fight that they've taken so far on this stage, but as you mentioned, positioning advantage still in favor of Cloud9. 2 have to come in on the point just to get pressure on it, but they should be mopped up momentarily as both tanks are dancing around. Actually, they've got 3 on the point. Here comes the reinforce, but yeah, cleaned up by the time the full reinforce gets there. It's still an uneven fight. Cloud9 is going to take that, the stage, and the map.
And so well played by C9, but on that same note, pretty well played by Ohno as well, in the sense that even though C9 took it 3-0, they definitely made it closer than I think people were expecting going in. C9 clearly favored, but for Ohno,
yeah,
not the worst effort for Lijiang. And let's take a look at this play of the game coming out from Debit. Been a lot of WMS1 today, Hex. It's the day started out WMS1. Still seeing WMS1 here in Lijiang.
I was expecting an environmental kill of some sort, but I guess he just did a lot of damage. To be fair, Debit has been a great Winston since, well, the beginning of Debit, really. So it is, yeah, it's going to be Ohno's next map pick. We'll see where they want to go. They did just play on King of the Hill. There is another King of the Hill in the pool. It is Ilios. And Numbani also left.
Not going in. I was hoping they'd go for Leos, but given that they were just on King of the Hill, it didn't quite work out in their favor. I can understand why they go Numbani. Actually, there was for the longest time, Raucus actually had the golden rhino icon, so hit going Numbani. There's a double connection there, Hex.
yeah, definitely. You know, just overall, I was surprised they took the point at all from Cloud9. I really thought it was going to be that one-sided. Just looking at just kind of match histories, roster histories, things like that, and where I expect Cloud9 to be, where I expect Ohno to be. But the fact that they beat FaZe, I know I joked about it a little bit earlier, that's definitely something. That's something you can build on and then start winning fights against Cloud9. Again, something you can build on. So this Ohno team, they filled in at the last second, have nothing to be ashamed about, have, you know, able to hang for a couple stages with Cloud9. It's super impressive. We'll see what they can bust out on Numbani. It is their map pick. Maybe they have a cool strategy for us.
Yeah, so Numbani, that is entirely a thing, especially on Numbani, where we do see different strategies come out all the time. I mean, Numbani, pretty much the master map for unexpected things. So, letting them know that we're ready. C9 will be on the attack here first, and let's see if the defense of Ohno has a trick or two up their sleeve.
It's definitely the Overwatch experimentation station is Numbani. Let's try this comp out. Let's try that comp out. Mostly it's because you have to win those fights. There's not going to be a time on Numbani where you're able to sustain a fight long enough to get reinforcements, because the walk from first point to, or from spawn to first point is about 4 miles. That's why there's so many buses out here. People are taking the transportation to the first point.
Well, I mean, you start in the airport. Taking the bus from the airport makes all the sense in the world.
Got to get on that shuttle.
Actually, nowadays, I feel like more or less people take Ubers, but
oh, look
either way.
Look at the millionaire here taking Ubers everywhere. I'm just kidding. Uber's like $5.
They're incredibly cheap.
It's insane.
And we're selling out for free, so I don't even know. But either way, taking a look here at the defense as rolls out here for the side of Ohno. It's going to be Moffat on the McCree, Chase on the Genji, Raucus going to be on Lucio, Zlad on the Zenyatta, Mopork on the Diva, and Fact or Fiction going to be on Winston. So Diva comes out here on the defense, McCree making his grand reappearance. Pretty standard all around for the side of Ohno.
Yeah, it's that dive-in comp. Both tanks come over the top. Well, actually, no, that's on defense. Never mind, got confused yet again. But yeah, it's pretty standard composition coming out for that defense. Now, we'll see if they run the dive-in comp here. Oddly enough, it looks like Debit is not going to be on the Winston, which is an integral part of that composition. But Kai will be on the Diva. Grego's on Lucio. Shore4 right now onto the McCree. Adam is on the Zenyatta. Debit on McCree, or Debit on Reinhardt, as I mentioned earlier. Reaver is on the Soldier 76. So a little bit of a different look coming out from this Cloud9 offense.
That should be interesting. And again, we see 76 coming out here on the Bonnie offense. More than one team has done this in recent times. So clearly, at some point, this has been working in scrims.
Well, they're just going to come out on the wide angle here, and they're going to set up the shield and try to get their hit scans to just wreck people on the bridge.
After moving around, they decide to take the high ground, going all the way into this top corridor, going to attack the top high ground. Leading the way is Diva, so they're slowly muscling their way in. They definitely have the numbers advantage as they do this. The defense having to sort of readapt and try and deal with this. Both teams still at full here, but Reaver will get first pick off on the Moffat. Shore4 falls through, takes out Raucus. 3 kills here for C9, make it 4. 5 kills. This is going to be a full team wipe here as Zenyatta going to bite the dust. But no, not before taking out Shore4. He got his pound of flesh.
It's so satisfying when it's a Zenyatta for some reason. He's so peaceful that, you know, if I'm going down, I'm taking you with me. But that's an extremely quick first capture. Really cool kind of strategy there, too. You don't see it super often, but rotating all the way through, coming through the top, and just bullying it away from the defense. That's where defense wants to be set up the entire time. They want to get kills up there, but when you come across from that angle, you really level the playing field immediately.
And so C9 moving forward, trying to dispatch Ohno. Ohno, of course, they are the underdogs, but they have been a rising story here in Overwatch. Offense just moving right forward. Kai does not care, just muscles his way right in, looking for the Zenyatta, forces out the Transcendence early, so good on Kai to force that ult out immediately. Shore4 now coming on the flank. Deadeye could be on the table here in a moment. Just takes out 2 people from long range, and the McCree damage is real. Shore4 put his team on his back there.
Best head for the hill.
Yeah, another pretty full team wipe coming out from Cloud9 there as Adam piles on, takes down Factor Fiction. They're on the chase now. Mostly Shore4 is on the chase. He's got the orb. It is the double orb days, but McCree is leading the charge here. They're going to be uncontested for this next point.
Shore4 absolutely coming alive. Normally I'd think you'd You'd think you'd see Reaver on the McCree, even though Sheer4 has definitely played more of it historically, but because Reaver's on 76, he's still another hitscan character, and hey, the 76 McCree offense has been working out pretty darn well here for C9. They're saying an incredibly quick time, only 2 minutes and 25 seconds have passed here. Deadeye on the way from Sheer4, immediately cracks the shield, opens things up for C9. They take out Reinhardt as a result, and 65 opportunity for C9 moving forward. Could they do the sub 3 minute time? The potential is still there, Hex.
Yeah, I mean, they've shown no signs of slowing down. There are going to be a ton of defensive ultimates in here. Maybe an Earth Shatter slows them down at some point.
Sound Barrier, Dragon Blade on the way here from defense. Chasehill gets that back, but gonna be stymied by that Transcendence. Sheer4 firing right back. Reaper on the Chasehill.
There's that Earth Shatter. Takes down Grego, unable to clean up the kill until just now.
Yeah, the Earth Shatter sets up. Oh no, they're at least able to hold and stabilize, and they're gonna prevent C9 from getting that sub. Or from getting the sub 3 minute time.
Yeah, I will say Factor Fiction's played a really nice tank against Cloud9 so far. He's had a pretty nice couple games on Winston on King of the Hill, and his Reinhardt's been solid here so far in this last defense.
So Transcendence coming out here for the defense, buying them a little bit of time. C9 not really phased. Sheer4 now countering here with the Deadeye. Gets absolutely nothing, runs right into the Creed Future Vacuum of Diva. But guess what? Sheer4 still has left clicks, takes out Zlad from long range, looking for a little bit more, fighting the McCree versus McCree battle. Him versus Moffat right now. Moffat going to fall in that duel of cowboys. C9 right now, 1 or 2 more picks away from putting an end to this one on the attack. They're going to do just that. 5:06 remaining on the clock as they cap. So still a pretty fast time coming out. That's about, what, 4:53? Or no, 3:53.
3:53, yeah.
Yeah.
Switching sides.
Super fast. See, that's why I don't even try to do math. That's why we have admins. I mean, it's their job entirely. So we're alerted by our admin that that time is 3:53. A pretty blazing fast Numbani time. Cool opening strategy for them there. And I actually like that they're just running Reaver on 76. I mean, just play what your heroes are comfortable on. Reaver's a phenomenal 76. He's really good at tracking, really good at hit scan. So instead of trying to fit, you know, a square peg into a round hole, just let Reaver play what he wants, adjust strategies around it. Now it's going to work against a team like Ohno's, not in the top 5 of North America. I wonder if it's going to work against the other teams, but I think it's smart. It's been weird for Reaver the last couple months. He feels like since the Widowmaker nerf, he's been struggling to find his spot and his role on this team, but I think just letting him run the heroes he's most comfortable on is probably the best place to start.
Well, the 76 definitely worked out well for C9 last map, and they're going to keep on it. Looking at the C9 defense as they roll out, it's going to be Reaver once more on the 76, Sheer4 on McCree, Debit on Winston, Grego going to be on the Zenyatta, so, and Adam return the form here, going to be on the Mercy, with Kai rounding out on the defensive Diva. So, we'll see how it works out, but, so, Zen Mercy going to be a thing, and yeah. I don't think Mercy's dead yet. I think Mercy does have a role on a lot of these maps. Teams just have to get comfortable with her once more.
We've seen her mostly on defensive Numbani, first point, really. That's where she shined the most. I think it's a lot to do with where she's able to set up and play safely, and it's going to be in this back corner for the most part. So I think you're absolutely right. She has a role in the game still. It's just people trying to figure out exactly where that is now that you don't have res up every 15 seconds. Offensively, though, Mopork is going to play Diva. Raucus will be on Lucio. Factor Fiction on that Winston. Moffat on McCree. Chasehill on the Genji, and Zenyatta will be played by Zlad. So they are on this dive composition. Diva and Winston probably come over the top, joined by Genji momentarily. Yeah.
So for C9 right now, they're pretty spread out here on the high ground, just letting the defense come to them.
Dive works.
Here for Grego goes down immediately. It's a good leap in from Factor Fiction. So C9 already down a player. And Moffat going to take out Sheer4 in that McCree battle. 3 kills here for Ohno.
They got it.
And they are making short work of C9. We're talking about Adam looking for a res. He's not going to be anywhere close.
Oh, he's going to get off the Mercy, I'd imagine. There it is. He's already on Lucio.
Well, so much for that, but that is blazingly fast coming out from Ohno, and that's exactly what they need if they want to beat the time that C9 just set, which was also pretty darn fast in its own right.
Yeah, they went really far forward, like sent 4 people super far forward looking for picks on the chase because they know they have to try to snowball this advantage into something else, but that's a really nice start for them. See if they can continue this momentum.
Okay, right now still looking for long range poke. Gonna find Debit right in his face to start this out. Sound Barrier that does come out from the offense. We'll keep them alive through C9's assault. And Moffitt able to take out Kai in the back, so again, 65 in favor of the offense. Winston, though, getting all sorts of poked, has to pop Primal Rage in return. But the pressure is still coming in. Chase Hill with the good deflection kill on the Grego. Oh my goodness, Ohno is piling on right now here on Numbani, Hex.
This is super
They're
impressive.
absolutely beating C9's time right now.
Moffitt has been great. Again, Factor Fiction running a really nice tank. His Winston's been great, not only on King of the Hill, but here so far, he's getting kills. He's landing his leaps, which is hugely important and often overlooked as your Winston play. You got to get that damage in, otherwise the tickle of the Tesla is not gonna, take someone from full health all the way down. You got to get that burst in.
All right, so C9 gonna try and hold out here on this point. Dragon Blade, though, coming in from Chase. Here comes a Deadeye over the top from Surefour. Looking for any sort of skulls to get here. Does take out 2 with that Deadeye. And C9 might be able to hold here right before the last point. And they need this bad here, Hex, because for as quick as the time they said, they were getting outpaced up until this last fight.
Yeah, absolutely were. So offensively, though, to try to keep this going, they had to use all their ults just to get it this far. And Moffitt's going to have Deadeye up with just a good ult, but a good team should be able to play around it. So they're going to have to wait and regroup and just try to win this just straight up, standard style.
Well, they will have a Deadeye if nothing else.
Yeah.
So, but a lot of times Recruits don't even open with Deadeye, depending on what's going on. Just go for left clicks, go for it a little bit later in the fight. Both teams are fighting out here on top of the payload. Soundbear comes out a little bit later from the offense. Factor Fiction will fall, but not before Moffitt and Chase take out 2 of their own. They are bringing us right back to C9. Moffitt looking for the final shots here, going to get them. Down goes Grego. A triple kill from Moffitt. Gonna make it a quad as he takes out Surefour.
Cleaned it up. That was that Soundbarrier came down way later for the defense too. Super patient on that was Raucus, and that really led them to be more aggressive on it. Not enough kills coming out from Cloud9 because of that late Soundbarrier. Able to clean up the remnants there at the end. Now it looks like they're going to be cooking with gas, as they're going to have Transcend, Primal Rage, and Diva Bomb in to try to finish out this last point.
They only have 30 seconds remaining, though. For C9, all they have to do is, they don't even have to win this fight. They just need to stall for a little bit. Kai does take out Moffitt. 2 kills, though, come out from the side of the offense.
Yeah, they hit that Diva Bomb.
This is going to be too low, too late, though. Oh, my goodness. The bomb takes out 2 in the back. That is absolutely the dagger in the heart. 13 seconds remaining here. Time will be called by our admin here in just a moment. And C9 hangs on Numbani. But gotta say, Ohno definitely scared them. There's no doubt about that. And we'll see if Ohno can do the same to Fnatic in our next match coming up right after this.
Yeah, I mean, generally, I did not expect much out of this team. I really didn't. I looked at their recent results, and there's some teams there that I'm like not super impressed that they lost to. But this looked great.
They're an underdog story right now,
Yeah.
Max. There's no other way to say it, that they are an up-and-coming team. They're a dark horse, and they're developing quickly. I mean, they're reminding me sort of early One-Shot, but One-Shot feels like they've peaked to some extent, and they're having trouble getting over the hump. Who knows what the potential of this Ohno team is? Yeah,
some really good plays, some standout performances from both Moffitt, and I thought Fact and Fiction also played really well. Chase Hill had a good Genji. I mean, if you can have the components of a good McCree, a good Genji, and then even just a solid tank, no matter what he's on, that's the build of something. Now, I'm not saying anything bad about Raucus, Mopork, and Zlad. It's just those are less super impactful, less noticeable plays that they're making, but they've got the components of something cooking there.
All right, so